Hey there friends, in today's video we're going to be taking some action shots with my favorite Fuji lens. It's been a while, it's been a little while since I've seen you guys. How are you doing? I feel so disconnected, but it's been a crazy busy summer and it's going to continue to be so for the rest of it. But I'm going to sneak in a video or two here. Today's video is just what I said it was, taking my favorite lens out. We are in Big Bear, California. Never been here before. Love it though, by the way. Anyone who has been out this way or lives out this way, you've got a nice corner of the world. It's beautiful. We definitely want to come back. I've got my two boys with me and they are racing an enduro mountain bike race. So my boys are staging right now, getting ready for the race, and I'm gonna find a prime position for the first stage to get some nice photos. And the reason I thought this would be a fun video to make is because I get a question all the time. There's a video I made, I don't know, 4 years ago about my favorite lens, which is of course the Fuji X 16mm 1.4 WR. Love that lens. It's right here, it's on the device. It's my favorite lens. It always has been since I first used it. And I get questions all the time though, people wanting to know, because that video did really well. People love, no surprise, people like watching videos about lenses they purchased where someone's raving about how good it is. It feels good to know that you have a lens that somebody else thinks is amazing. And so no surprise, that video's done really well over the years. And it's one of those evergreen videos that people still come back to, even though it's old. But I do get the question every now and then, after all these years, is it still my favorite lens? And the answer is yeah, absolutely, no question. Not that it's perfect, and not that there aren't better on paper lenses, but it is still my favorite lens. And I'll tell you some of the reasons why that's still true, and intermix it with some of the action of this awesome race. So I'm gonna stop talking because I'm already out of breath. Find a nice spot. So that's stage one done. I didn't get a chance to speak to you very much because it goes fast, you know. We get those stages through fast and there weren't a ton of riders in this race, so I wanted to make sure I got some good keepers of everyone, but especially my boys. Gonna skip stage two. We're gonna go down to the bottom of stage three, see if I can get some more shots. The shots I did get, the place that I set up, or the places, they weren't where I scoped yesterday. And that's because the places that I found yesterday were occupied by the professional photographers, which, hey, you know, they're doing their job. They're professionals, so no problem at all. I made do with a pretty good spot. The tough part about this is that the weather is, and the clouds are coming and going through the forest, and it's even raining. It's raining right now, and then it'll stop and it'll be sunny. So settings, you know, they change all the time. You'll get nice soft flat lighting, and then you'll get that punchy, you know, where we look for little splashes of light that hit the riders. Since I don't use a strobe or have a strobe like those professionals do, which, you know, I personally don't like strobes for this sort of photography.
When I shoot by myself, I almost never use strobes because I feel they're pretty limiting.
The look that it gives is really punchy. It's really unnatural, I think. Some people like it, I don't. But not only that, it's just, it limits your options, and it you know, you're not as agile. You can't move around as much. But even more than that, like, I feel like it could distract the riders in those dark trees. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it's fine, but Personally, I'm not a fan. But anyway, so yeah, I'll talk a little bit about how I like to take action shots with the 16mm 1.4 first, because and why I like it for action. It's not, I mean, it's probably not the lens that most people think of first when they think action photography for Fuji, no doubt. But I like it because of the effect that it gives. I kind of like a blurry, kind of soft look to my action photos where, you know, there's some motion blur, but there's also shallow depth of field. I love being able to shoot wide open. Not a lot of the photo is going to be sharp when you do that, especially because, you know, the 16-1.4 isn't the fastest focusing lens in the world, of course, not under any delusions there. But I don't mind it because I feel like it gives a real good sense of motion, both front to back and right to left. I love it. I love the look that it gives and the wide angle, so you can get some good context of everything that's happening around you. So that's why I love this lens for action photography, even though a lot of people probably wouldn't select it first. So anyway, I'm gonna go get set up and try to get a few last shots on the final stage if I can, and then maybe I'll spend a little bit more time talking about why I still love this lens. My racers, how you feeling? Look a little muddy, a little worse for wear. How are the bikes?
Cold.
You're cold?
Yeah.
All right, folks, that is a wrap on the race, and I was gonna find a nice quiet place and record a little bit more, tell you a little bit more about why I still love this lens, but it ended up being a little crazy trying to get shots of my kids, trying to get them to the podium in time for one of my kids got third place, getting him there. Just haven't had time to vlog really. So what I can say though is, it's an awesome lens. It is my first choice for almost every type of photography if I can, just because I love the quality of photos it gets. Even when I'm shooting on like a 16mm 2.8 or like the Zeiss or 12mm or whatever, the 14mm Fuji, there's lots of wide angle lenses out there, or my 16-80 zoom lens. None of those lenses get, I can tell, like when I look back at those photos, I can tell it wasn't taken with the 16-1.4. The colors, they're slightly different, and the contrast, of course, the depth of field that it can provide on the 16-1.4, and also for me the absolute perfection that is the focal length. I love the focal length that it is. It's just perfect. Yeah, so love that lens. There are some things that are not perfect about it though. A few things that maybe I left out of my video from 4 years ago. For one, it's a loud lens, which you can hear if you focus on my hand and back. Maybe you can hear. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it can be loud for vlogging, so it's not usually my first pick. That's not gonna bother most of you, because most of you are not weird vloggers like me. But for you video folks, that can be a problem, especially if it's an event or whatever, and you are doing on camera like I am on camera audio, then it can affect it can creep into the sound, so that's not always ideal. So yeah, it's loud. I don't know what else about it. I mean, it's not like it's the sharpest lens in the world. That doesn't bother me one bit. There are sharper Fuji lenses, but it gets the job done. It's plenty sharp for my needs. And there are faster focusing lenses that Fuji offers, but this on the X-T4, man, it's blazing fast. It's plenty fast, so I love it. Really, the only thing I want it to have that it doesn't is to be more quiet. So anyway, My boys just got some Circle K food.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
So we're gonna eat that and then hit the road. Thanks for joining us on yet another photo adventure, and we'll talk to you again real soon.